What's up, guys? Andrew from Shock Rehab here. Today we are doing a drive-in service on this 3rd gen Tacoma. It has a stage 9 icon kit on it. So we're gonna rebuild the shocks and show you a little bit of how that process goes. This is great for our customers who cannot take the shocks off themselves and carry them in. So we do offer this full service, drive your truck in, take the shocks off, rebuild them, and put them back on. We usually get this done in 1 to 2 days. All right, now that we got the shock out of the vehicle, we're gonna put it in our vise here and start taking it apart. First step we're gonna do is loosen this little set screw here. After we get the set screw open, we're just gonna open the mid cap here with our spanner wrench. All right, now we're gonna depressurize the shock. Just a normal Schrader valve under this cap here. This cap just keeps dirt, water from getting inside of there. So we'll slowly let the air out. Now we just got to push the reservoir cap down and take a snap ring out right here. Usually a little bit of dirt gets trapped in here, so we'll just clean it out a little bit before we pull our cap out. Now we just got to pull the cap out. There we go. And as you can see, it's pretty much hollow all the way down to here. And that's just filled with nitrogen. All right, next step, we're just going to push our seal head down. And all we got to do is push it down just far enough to get the snap ring out. Now that we got the snap ring out, this whole shaft assembly with seal head should come right out. Push on our IFP a little bit. And then pull it out. Now we can dump the oil out. And pull our IFP out of the reservoir. Okay, now we take our main shaft nut off. This holds everything together on the shaft assembly. And here's where we want to be extra careful to keep everything in the correct order. We're going to lay all of our shims out here on the paper towel, keeping them in order. And then our main seal head comes off, as well as our mid cap. Now we're going to inspect the shaft, really looking for little nicks, little scratches, anything that's going to tear up a brand new seal. These shocks were not leaking before, so I'm not too worried about it. Everything looks pretty good. I think we can reuse this without any problems. Now we're going to get our old seals out, old O-rings. We do want to check the lower bearings on these shocks, particularly on the front shocks. They tend to get beat up, so we typically always replace them on a Toyota, but sometimes the back ones do not need to be replaced. This one's still nice and tight. I would let it be and get more mileage out of it. now that we got these parts out of the cleaner and rinsed down with water, we just want to make sure they're really dry. We don't want any water inside of that shock. So just give it a good cleaning, wipe down, use a little bit of compressed air to really make sure they're dry. Also making sure there's no damage or scratches or anything that would tell me we need to get this replaced. This one looks good. Need to grab a seal kit. I'm just gonna open our new seals here. This kit works for all kinds of shocks, so I'm just gonna pull the seals out that I know I need. Okay, now we're gonna put our main seals in the seal head here. Making sure that it goes in the correct direction, otherwise it will leak immediately. These can be kind of tough. There's a little tool for this, but I just found the easiest way is to just use your thumbs to get it most of the way. And then I usually finish it off with something that's not going to hurt the seal. Find the right spot, push it in, put our second seal in, same process. This one can only go in one direction, so you really can't screw it up. Okay, seals are in. This does have an O-ring that goes on the outside. Let's put the O-ring on and give a little spin to make sure it's not twisted. Now we're going to take our bullet tool, put a little bit of shock oil on it so it doesn't tear the seal. Take a little bit of shock oil, put it on the seal here just to lube it up. And get it started, kind of lined up. Push it on with one smooth motion. Now we can reassemble our shim stack and our piston, and we're just going to clean each piece as we go, inspect it, make sure it's not cracked or broken or see any damage that would tell us we need to get it replaced. And then start putting our rebound shims back on. We can put our shaft nut back on. This is a stover nut, so we just want to make sure we torque it down properly. So we'll run it all the way down with the normal wrench here. And then torque it. Okay, our shaft assembly is ready to go back together, other than our wear band, which goes around the piston. We're just going to inspect this, make sure it doesn't have any grooves in it or cuts or any weird wear. These are pretty tough. They do last a long time. This one looks great. We're going to reuse it. So there's our shaft assembly, ready to go back in the shock. Now we're gonna work on our shock body here. It's been draining, getting most of the oil out. Doesn't hurt to take a rag, run it down in there and just clean out as much of the old oil as possible. Do that on the reservoir, do it on the body. If the shock had damage on the inside or like was low on oil or super burnt, we would spend a lot of time cleaning this out to make sure we got all the extra debris out of the inside. Put our O-ring on our reservoir cap here. Put our O-ring on our IFP, as well as the IFP wear band. We're going to inspect it, clean it off. This one looks great. We're going to reuse it. So this shock has compression adjusters. It makes the oil flow a little slower. So I'm going to open the compression adjuster all the way. This can help oil pass through there a little easier. So we're going to fill it up, let the oil work its way down here into the shock body. Primary goal is just get as much air out of here as possible. Tighten these back up so the oil doesn't flow as easily now. So we're gonna fill this all the way up and put our IFP in here. Physically push the IFP. It's gonna force fluid, shock fluid, up into the shock body here. So I'm gonna open the adjuster back up. Physically push our IFP through here and just move fluid back and forth a few times until the air has gotten all the way out of the reservoir. So we're watching the fluid here in the shock body, making sure there's no bubbles coming up. Once we are happy that all the air is out, we are going to set our IFP depth. This varies by manufacturer, by shock, but theory is all the same. You can call Icon. They will give you the measurement for the shock. Okay, now we're going to put our shaft assembly in. I'm just trying to do this really slow because it will shoot out some oil. I like to get it down a little bit, move it up and down a little bit just to make sure there's no air trapped under the piston. See some bubbles coming out. So we'll just do that till it stops. Then we're gonna push our seal head down just far enough till we can get our snap ring in. Snap ring is in, and then we'll just pull the seal head back up and make sure it's seated. Now we can put our reservoir cap on. Make sure it's nice and clean in here. No dirt, no debris. And you just gotta push it down far enough to get snap ring in on the end. Pull our cap back out. And we are ready to charge this shock with nitrogen. Put our no loss air chuck on here. We're going to charge this shock up to the recommended pressure, which is 200 psi in this case. And once it's equalized, we can take our chuck off. A little air will come out, but that's just coming out of the hose, not from the shock. And put our cap here over the Schrader. Final step is to put our mid-cap ring on to the seal head here, but before we do that, we're going to actually clean all the shock oil off of this, especially in here, because we put this cap on, it will kind of seep out from around the edge of the shock there and make it look like it's leaking, but it's just a little residual. So if we clean it out, that won't happen. Make sure this is nice and dry under here so no moisture gets trapped. I like to put a little bit of anti-seize just on the cap here. I mean, just the tiniest bit, a little bit on the threads too, just to help it not get corroded. Tighten our cap here. Give it a little extra sauce. Make sure it's tight. Finish up this first rear shock from this Tacoma. Now we're going to do the other three. The process is exactly the same for the front shocks. You just have to take the spring off. Other than that, the process is the same. If you need your Icon shocks rebuilt, come see us. We are Rocky Mountain Region's #1 Icon service center. We can do drive-in service, or you can also just bring your shocks in and we can get them rebuilt.